Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I've already shuffled and blessed, and the intention is to look at some of the current energies around the divine masculine and feminine. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the world card for the divine feminines. And at the back of the deck, oh, we have the Nine of Swords. So I feel like, regardless of the thumbnail, I will come to that in a second. I feel that there is this whole new chapter that is coming after this Nine of Swords. So a lot of times we go through the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and then the major arcanas. However, well, flip it, rewind it. We do have the major arcanas first. But what I'm saying is we go from the nine to the 10 to an ace. Obviously, we've got court cards in the middle, but let's just stay with this purposeful path because the world card came up in the previous reading, more so for the divine masculines. Why is it coming up for the divine feminines? Because you're mirroring each other. Now, somebody actually said recently on a comment that we are twin flames, so not together in union yet. I think it was something like that, like not yet. But I want you to kind of revise your nervous system to accepting that you are in union, that technically the physical union is being integrated into your nervous system. So you are energetically aligned with a frequency of union, and you're coming to acknowledge that good things do happen to you, that you have been through such a tough set of lessons in your life so you can teach others, so you can share with others, so you can help. Now, irregardless of whether you're on social media or not, when you end up giving advice about what you've been through or sharing to others what you've been through, that gives them the ability to find the power within them. So, what you're doing is showing that you've been broken, showing how you've overcome that. And you're not just giving advice for the sake of giving advice. You're actually saying, this is my declaration of what worked. And it may not work for you, but here's an example of how powerful you can be because I am your mirror. So, that in itself is a very powerful energy to be in. And then what you're doing is you're so focused on that purpose, that one single purpose in that one single moment of each and every day. So, this is what I was saying in a couple of readings ago. Our purpose is transient. It isn't just one size fits all. It isn't this all encompassing purpose like we would label it a career. That's not what it is. Our purpose is every decision we make in the present moment and how that decision evolves the future for us. And we are the creator of that future. Now, the world is very excited. Excited? The world is very excited. Maybe it is. The whole world begins from within you. When you see the world from your eyes, if you think that everything is in lack, in taking, in victim mentality, in devil energies, the universe, the world is going to mirror that back to you. Now, if you keep seeing all of these beautiful, magical moments that are happening, if you get excited about the little things, if you take joy in your morning cup of coffee or, your exercise routine or saying hi to your family members in the morning, calling up the ones you love, seeing your friends on the weekend. I split the deck, we got the Judgment card. The universe is guiding you to look deeper within you, and that's where the answers lie. The answers lie because you are the one who is creating this. And just as I said that, this card, this one card stuck out. And you're going to know if you are a listener, a subscriber of this channel, why this card is so relevant, because the Six of Cups came up in the last reading, and it's coming up again when I said that. Because when we're able to see love and accept that, look, you're seeing couples holding hands, you're seeing love. That is the universe mirroring back to you. It's not to throw things in your face. It was never about that, not really. When you've gone to a deeper understanding of what those core wounds were, why they had erupted, why maybe you pushed people away or kept people at arm's distance, the things that are coming back around for you are letting you know it was always you. It's always been you. It's always been for you. And so this is the type of energy that I'm getting that you are expanding into. And it's so beautiful. It's filled with rainbows. It's filled with unicorns. It's going to have you say, how lucky am I? How grateful am I? How blessed am I? And you're saying it with such exuberance and vibrating energy that the universe is buzzing with their neurons, electrons, and protons, and they're buzzing and they're attracted to this energy. What are we seeing for the divine masculines? The King of Cups. Now, I always feel that any divine masculines who are a little bit delayed, a little bit immature, a little bit slower in getting to the understanding that this is a twin flame connection and they're just biding their time. But it's not like they're doing nothing. Let's give them a little bit of credit. The King of Cups is here to shatter those illusions, to let you know that a mature person who didn't tap into their emotions was a scared little boy who didn't really know how love felt. And this scared little boy is turning into a grown man who seeks to value those things, who seeks to acknowledge what is valuable, what is important in this lifetime. And because of the Six of Cups are indirectly coming up for you, Divine Feminines, they're coming up, and I'm getting a lot of fear right now for the Divine Masculines. They feel like they wanted to push you away because you deserved better. That's the type of energy I'm getting. Why would a person like that want me? Look how incredible this person is. Look how divine they are. Why would they want me? And their insecurity, their lack of self-worth meant that they thought they did you a favor by pushing you away. And to a certain degree, it worked because they've done it before. But now this emotional maturity, that they're able to understand their own self-worth because the divine feminine is exuding this self-worth. Now, whether you resonate with divine masculine or feminine, the energies are transient. We embody both energies, but the divine counterpart had low self-worth. This was mirrored by both of you. This was exacerbated because you were mirroring each other. But now I feel that one of you is exuding higher self-worth. I deserve this. And not because I've been through crap. No, because I know I deserve it. It's that confidence, not arrogance. It's the confidence in knowing I deserve this type of love. I'm seeing beautiful couples in love. And I'm resonating with that on a higher frequency. And I deserve to be treated with loyalty and respect. I deserve to be valued because I am valuable. Oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps, honestly. Whew. Three of Wands is at the bottom of the deck for the Divine Masculines. Oh, are you kidding me? The Queen of Cups is behind the Three of Wands. Oh, I love when this happens. We've also got the Queen of Wands here. I feel that the Divine Feminines who have been detaching from their divine counterpart in a very specific, I feel like it's just in a carefree way. That's the word, carefree. Not just surrendered, just, okay, I'm in separation. This is good. This is a teaching moment. This is Earth School. And this is my lesson. And I'm grateful to be in this version of separation of where I am right now. And I honor it. I love it. I appreciate it. My soul brought me to this place for a very specific reason. And I'm grateful. That's what I'm getting. That's who the Queen of Cups is. That's the type of energy. You're emotionally maturing and understanding what your divine masculine does need to go through, but you're in appreciation of where you are. And that's your emotional maturity vibing and mirroring back to your divine masculine, who is stepping into the King of Cups. Now, there is a Queen of Wands here, and this Queen of Wands I don't always equate to karmic energies, but I do today. Queen of Wands is that karmic energy. Your divine masculine is looking from left to right. This is the image that I'm getting. Left to right, like a tennis match. And it's like, oh, I really want that person to win. Well, wait a second. Wait a second. I didn't credit the underdog. I didn't credit how incredible this individual is. And then all of a sudden, they're no longer pinging from left to right, right to left, left to right, right to left. They're focused on you, divine feminines. They're not just focused on you. They've got the Three of Wands. I wonder what my future will be like with. I wonder what our kids will look like. I wonder what the projects and the holidays and the mornings and the dinners would look like. That's the type of energy I'm getting. Okay, let's move on to the main reading. First energy. What is the divine masculine going through regarding the energies that they are in at this moment? The Four of Wands. Oh my gosh, literally. Come on, Three of Wands, Four of Wands. This is the divine masculines playing with fire, but they forgot that you are the fire, divine feminines. You love playing with fire. You love dancing in the fire. You love spreading and sparkling your embers. And you're making so much magic just as you are, that I feel this is very much for the divine feminines who almost feel like you're clicking on this video because you kind of want to know about tarot, but you're like, but I'm so not really bothered. But then you find this video and you're like, wait, I am in my divine feminine era. Like things have happened physically, lessons are being learned. But what is happening right now is you're stepping into a higher vibration of love. And this higher vibration of love is matching all the things that you're receptive to. You're really stepping into a higher version of yourself. And this higher version of yourself is giving you the yes. It's giving you the goosebumps. It's giving you the confirmation that this is where you're at. And so because of that energy, your divine counterpart is mirroring this. Now, your divine counterpart mirroring this means that the divine masculine has the Four of Wands in play, thinking about, what should I say? They're now focused on one thing. They're focused on you. So because they're focused on you, they're focused on what the future entails. So they're looking at you and thinking, wait a second. There is this magical unicorn with sparkle dust, with so much magic. And what I'm seeing here is my future. Because before, their lower self-worth didn't give them the ability to set their sights around union, because love wasn't ever for them. They didn't experience love. They didn't know what that felt or what that looked like. Or if they did, they were hurt very, very badly. Now, change hasn't come easy for the divine masculines because they like being in control. They feel like if they're in control, that they're okay with that. And now a lot of divine feminines have felt that same thing. They wanted to be in control either with their career or their family or any connections. But when they've let go and been able to open their heart in terms of receiving what they truly want, they're able to drop the expectation of what they think they want and allow the universe to give them what they need. What is the divine feminines looking for? What is their energy right now? The Nine of Wands. Okay, so we've had this Nine of Swords already at the bottom of the deck. Now we've got the Nine of Wands. Now this is for any divine feminines who not only are raising the expectations of their own self-worth, but they're also coming into an expectation, not expectation, a new, I'm seeing like an infinity sign. I'm actually drawing it with my fingers, but what I'm seeing is it's not a new level. It's almost like a different platform. I'm also seeing Harry Potter's 9 3/4. That may be relevant for some of you. The Nine of Wands is about, the person holding the wand and, they've got a broken fence and they've just come back from war and they've been hurt and they've been bandaged up, they've been wounded, and they're kind of like in this recovery phase. Thank you, Spirit. That's the type of energy I'm getting. Like they act like they've given up and they don't care, but that's not what's happening. This type of energy is my soul is persevering because whether this individual, this twin flame, is a part of your reality, you are now raising up the standards of what you believe you deserve. I know my worth. I know my value. I know the currency that I'm working at. And I'm excited because I know how lucky I am. I know how abundant I am. I know I have so many blessings in my life, and this will just be the icing on the cake. And right now, I'm just going to enjoy some waffles. I'm just going to enjoy some caramel latte. You know what I mean? Like, I hope this is making sense because these are the type of messages that are being thrown at me. Like, you aren't waiting. That's the point here. You're not waiting in separation anymore. You're in separation and you're like, you know what? I know it's been tough, but I'm tougher. I know it's been a journey so far, but that's okay because right now I'm going to enjoy this part. I'm going to enjoy being here because I've never been here before with this mindset. That's the type of energy. We also had another card actually that I wanted to talk about, and you're not going to believe it, but it's the King of Cups, the divine feminine. What did I say earlier? You are the Queen of Cups, but what you're being stepped into right now is this emotional maturity. Yes, you are very empathetic and compassionate, and you can be a bit of a Queen of Swords sometimes, but the King of Cups is here to say, because you've stepped up your emotional maturity, because you've heightened your level of self-worth and awareness of who you truly are, and you're not just showing other people who you are, you're acting like it. You're in that energetic frequency, and that is the mirroring energy that you're sending to your divine counterpart. That is why they're no longer wanting to be with a karmic. That's why they're thinking about the future with you. So what has this got to do with the future with you in regards to the divine masculine, the Two of Cups? Oh my gosh. Okay, so the first two cards, the divine masculines are in Four of Wands, future energy. That's what they want. That's what they're thinking about. This is what they're looking for. But when they think about you, when they're in this energy, this is the Two of Cups. Now, I feel like I need to say this, and please, please take what resonates, leave the rest. Divine feminines, you're no longer taking each and every sign, symbol, and message as a confirmation of your counterpart. You're not even taking anything personally anymore. Like anything your counterpart does, I feel like you're just going, okay, cool. That's fine. You do you. I'm going to keep doing me. And because of that level of detachment, you're no longer saying, oh, well, did he post that for me? Did he do that for me? Did he hint here? Is he giving Easter eggs there? You are so detached at this point that you don't even recognize they're sending telepathic communication and signs and symbols your way, and somebody else is pointing this out to you. And this could be the first time you're recognizing it during this reading. If you are, sprinkle your magic on that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because this Two of Cups is saying, you're not wrong if you've already thought that. We've got a pearl in the oyster here. You are every level of the ocean, divine feminines, and the divine masculines are now going, wait a second, I was just taking water in this lake and now there's a whole freaking ocean there. Like, how the hell, how am I supposed to do this? How vast is this ocean? How deep is it? What monsters are there lying in there? But it looks so serene and beautiful and expansive. And this is the divine masculines looking at the ocean, getting a little bit freaked out, but also understanding that they want to explore deeper. Oh my gosh, and I completely forgot. This Two of Cups is actually, there's a person looking like they're in a canoe in the ocean waves. Look, waves are huge. So if the divine masculines are thinking about you, divine feminines who are listening in, what are your energies focused on? The Queen of Wands. Okay, so before, earlier, when I said the Queen of Wands was the karmic energy, this Queen of Wands is you, divine feminines. Now, what I mean by that is you're not letting any low vibrational energy, because you've put your boundaries up, you've done your protection spells, you have warranted this creative insight. Now, you may be a musician, a writer, an artist, some sort of creative. You may also be a light worker, and I'm also getting a lot of people who work in hospitals or a carer, a healer. That's the type of energy that I'm getting. That your focus isn't even on love right now. Your focus is, oh my gosh, how lucky am I right now? Oh my gosh, I get to do this right now. Oh my goodness, I get to create this right now. It's 222 on the video as I said that. Your level of downloads are kind of like they're churning out in rapid fire. That's the type of energy I'm getting. So as the divine feminines are focusing on their own thing, what else is the divine masculine focus on when it comes to their own evolution? The Eight of Pentacles. Now, they are working really, really hard for their emotional, their mental, their physical, their spiritual upgrades. Now, I've never channeled this very specific message in this way, but I already felt it even before I flipped over the cards. When I talked about the King of Cups and we didn't give our masculine credit, that's what I meant. Like, they're already doing the work. You may not see the work that's going on. They may not show you, but I feel that the messages that the divine masculines are putting out there, even though the divine feminines, you're not taking this personally anymore, you're not looking for the signs, for the symbols, for the synchronicities. Like, is my divine masculine thinking about me? You're like, okay, boo, whatever. You do you. I'm doing me. I'm going to fly. I'm going to keep flying. But then the divine masculines are thinking about you. The Four of Wands, they're thinking about the connection. The Two of Cups, they're working on themselves to deem themselves worthy of the light that you are. Because if they recognize you as divine, well, then they are the mirror to you and you are the mirror to them. And that's why they needed to go do this themselves. They needed to see the mirror that didn't just show you, divine feminines, they showed themselves. And that's what they're working on right now. What is the divine feminine working on? The King of Swords. Okay, I feel like this is almost speaking up for the things that you didn't think you wanted. So we've already got the King of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords. These court cards are rampant around the divine feminines this time. I'm also seeing a telescope, the moon, the night sky, you know, this all type of, it feels as if the more you look into the cosmos, the more you look into the stars and the sky, like you're missing home right now, but you're also able to speak what you feel, and you're not just speaking for the sake of it. I don't feel like this is happening in that way. I don't feel like you just speak for the sake of things. You're being very purposeful in what you say and how you say it and when you say it. That's the type of energy I'm getting. So what is the divine masculine's biggest obstacle that they are going through at this time? Wow, the Emperor. The biggest obstacle is the Emperor. Actually, let's have a look at this. Let's look at the Emperor card, which is the number 4 card. It may be relevant to some of you. And I want to see that it's not in the inverse, but I've been called to read the challenge of this. So if this is the biggest obstacle for the divine masculine as the Emperor card, let's have a look at the challenge of it. If leading is not what you want, just because you look the part doesn't mean you want the role. Take, for instance, our two characters on the stage right now. One looks the part, yet the other seems to know how to direct the flow of the crowd. This card can challenge what you think a leader is, how they should look, and what sort of power they wield. You don't always have to stand out to create something meaningful and impactful. In other words, leadership is not a costume, rather than a state of mind. Yours may not be in the right place at this moment, so let someone else direct the show until your head is back in the game. I feel like there is a lot of kind of calm before the storm type of energy, or even this type of I don't need to lead this one right now. There is a lot of divine masculines who wanting to feel in control of everything, but right now I don't think they need to be the one leading. And I'm also getting that they don't need to lead the connection in the astral, because the divine feminines have got that. It's like, know when you need to ask for help and follow the person's advice, because they know a lot more. Maybe they've studied a lot more. Maybe they've learned a lot more. What about the challenge for the divine feminines? The Lovers card. No, you can't make this up. Major arcana coming up after many, many court cards for the divine feminines. Ask yourself, what is your core wound around love? Ask yourself, what is your core wound around relationships? Ask yourself, what is your core wound around receiving love? That is what I want you to think about, reflect on, journal. That is so important for you right now, because even though you've got a heightened sense of self-worth, even though you're becoming more loyal to yourself, and you're able to understand how much worth you actually have. What is your currency right now? Well, it's pretty high. But do you know your worth as a partner within a relationship? Because I can bet a lot of you have discredited yourself in relationships based on your past experiences, but that's not who you are now. Your previous experiences kind of need to be a chalk in the sand, a line in the sand, if you will, because the version of you now has learned from the past versions of you, but the version of you now wouldn't approach the types of individuals or the circumstances or the lessons that you needed back then. That was the old version of you's lessons and challenges. The new version of you needs to come through these core wounds and truly understand that you have the choice to change things about yourself, willingly or not. But the one thing is, you're not bad at relationships. You're not bad at receiving love. You just didn't have the right environment to let that love flourish, to let it be nurtured, to grow or take care of it. But the main thing about this is you've understood the assignment. You've understood how to change your environment, not physically, internally. You've learned how to cultivate that internal environment, and you've understood how to nurture and allow it to flourish in its own time. Now it's beyond your control in the physical, but because you've already manifested and aligned with that frequency in the internal, it's going to come into alignment in the physical. So that's what you're leading. What is the divine masculine leading in the physical? The Six of Wands, victory. And what is this in reference to? spirituality, stepping into the light of healing, of source energy, of divine guidance, of higher wisdom. They're going to be victorious. This is what they've been working on. The Eight of Pentacles was referring to this spiritual maturity. And they are expanding this tenfold. Like, it is going to be win, 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 goal, goal, goal. That's the type of energy I'm getting. Okay, so what is it that the divine feminines are being encouraged to work on at this moment? Wow, the Two of Cups. So we've got the Lovers card is the biggest obstacle, and the thing that you need to work on is the Two of Cups. And do you actually believe you're the one? Do you actually believe you, who is listening right now, is the one? Is the one who deserves the rainbows and the unicorns and the new era? Do you actually believe, without being condescending, without being overly arrogant, but truly be confident in knowing that you emanate love and you are worthy of unconditional love in this lifetime? And the first person you need to give it to is yourself. That's something that has been triggering a lot of divine feminines, and it will continue to trigger unless you understand what is blocking you from receiving your own love, from receiving your own unconditional love. How are they able to support this right at this time? Justice card. Now, this card deck that I'm actually using right now is my own card deck. And so the Justice card actually says all good things come right in the end. Give it to the universe to decide. Now, these are channeled messages from my own divine masculine. And it's ironic that the divine masculines who always loved control in the physical realm, in the astral, they're saying, I got this, babe. Even though you're leading in the astral, even though you're leading in all these different frequencies, I can handle this now. I got you. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody's behind you and you need to close your eyes and then fall into them? It's about trusting the person behind you, right? Now imagine your higher self is behind you. Now, I'm not saying do this physically, obviously, but what I'm saying is you are the highest version of yourself standing behind the now version of you. How quickly would you let go and fall backwards? Now imagine your divine counterpart behind you. How quickly would you let yourself fall backwards? How much trust do you have in yourself, in your higher self, but also in your divine counterpart? Because trust isn't earned, no matter what they say. Trust is only earned because you've been told, I've been scolded, I've been burnt, I need to be shown and proven that trust exists, and then I'll trust it. But I'm calling BS on that, because you trust certain things without it being tested. For example, you open the tap, you fill up your glass of water, and you drink that water. You trust, without having tested that water, that it is at a certain alkaline level and it is healthier for you, and it has still bacteria and still other fragments of other elements, but you trust it enough not to poison you. You switch on the shower every morning. You trust it enough to be clean so you can shower every day. You trust things without testing it. So I call out BS on people needing to prove that they are trustworthy, because truly, when you decide it's trustworthy and truthful, that's when things change. So trust is not an exchange of, oh, you trust me and then I'll trust you, or I trust you, then you'll trust me. No. That's basically by saying, I'm only going to say I love you when you say I love you back. Or when you say I love you, then I'll say I love you. That's not being unconditional love. That's saying, I don't care if you say I love you or not. I love you. There's no expectation there. There is nothing but love, and I'm just going to share it with you. That's what I mean about falling backwards and trusting that the other person will catch you. That's what divine feminines are needing to work on. This isn't going to be for everyone. And if I've triggered you, well, then look in the mirror, because these truths are not going to be met with kindness and softness. It's going to be met with, you're here for a reason. You're not here to be told, oh, your union is meant to be forever. And oh my gosh, I just had a ping on my ping. Okay, so maybe a union is meant to be forever. Okay, but let me get back to my train of thought. Your union is not going to be like, oh, well, when you see butterflies, you're going to be in union. Oh, when you see this, you're going to be in union. You're supposed to be in union in this lifetime. It's like, well, let's not sugarcoat it. Let's actively be better versions of ourselves. Let's actively learn and teach each other and help each other and be of purpose, of intention to make this life a better version for ourselves, for our children, for the people around us, for the people after us. And if you don't want to do that, that's okay. But are you learning? Are you able to get up each and every day and be the best version of yourself? Because if it's not going to happen today, it's still going to be there tomorrow. And you may not be here to see that and be given the opportunity to do it. What is the final message that the divine wants to share with the divine feminines? The Eight of Wands. Get to know yourself more. Now, a lot of divine feminines already know who they are, but do you know yourself in this new skin, in this new era, in this new profound Empress energy? Because I bet you've done all the work in your wounds and your past and tried to heal a lot of things, but who is the version of you? And can you align that version of you with your higher self? Because your higher self isn't perfect, but it's by far an incredible version of you being mirrored back to you. So how can you pick up a certain book, whether it's in psychology or philosophy or spirituality or science? How are you able to step into the highest version of yourself? Because you're not doing it for anybody else. But when you do pick up that book or listen to that podcast or get inspired and motivated to create, you in turn are going to ricochet that energy and inspire and motivate and help others create. Like that probably isn't your intention, but as a byproduct, it will be. What is the message that the divine want to share with the divine masculine, the Ace of Swords? This is the truth of the matter. The divine masculines had been emotionally immature. They had been stuck in cycles where they repeated the same things over and over again. If you keep repeating the same things over and over again, you get the same results, right? Well, the divine masculines are being told, do you want the same results or do you want something different? Are you able to see yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself and change and shift and migrate to a higher version of who you want to be? So similar messages, but different cards, because this first Ace of Swords and this Eight of Wands is about communication to yourself, first and foremost. It is about coming to the truth about what you want. What does that look like? How does that feel? And you're not doing it for anybody else but you. But as a consequence, other people will still get motivated and inspired by that. So I'm going to leave the messages right there. And if you haven't already sprinkled your magic on that like button, please do. And I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.